is actually very timely because I need to repent and invest in an extra tube.
Always carry food.
I have a multi-tool.
Sunscreen. I carry tools.
Tube, a pump.
Spare tube.
Extra tube.
Tubes for her, tubes for me.
A tube.
A tube in case you get a flat tire is good.
And a patch kit.
Car keys. I do have a plug kit. I've never actually used it. I bought it after I needed it, and I haven't needed it since.
Something on your noggin.
The water's important. Multi-tool. And I don't know, that 9mm I think does the job for me.
I think I might need this.
Tool, definitely water, and maybe
Multi-tools.
like a snack. Water.
So I really think I might need this.
So I always have a tube, I always have a pump, I always have a little bit of food, water obviously, a little tool kit, and a first aid kit.
Hey guys, I'm here with Sam. He's asked me to talk about some of the things I carry on my rides. So, taking out all the contents of my pack, and I want to go and talk about all of it. You guys are looking at some of this stuff, thinking some of it's overboard. I just want you all to know this is everything I might possibly carry. I don't carry all of this all the time. Depends on the ride I'm doing. First thing, the pack. This is a very comfortable pack. Make sure you got something you like. Hold all your stuff. You may go with the fanny pack style. Getting into the equipment, the stuff I carry. First thing, make sure you carry some energy of some sort, some food. Here's a variety of stuff you can carry. You choose what you like. And moving along, make sure you have a spare tube. I can't tell you how many people I've come across that haven't had a spare tube and have needed to borrow one. So spare tube, need a way to pump up the tube. CO2 is very convenient, it's very fast, it's very nice. These run out depending on how many you carry. Make sure you have a backup pump, you will need it. Next is a master link tool and a plug kit. This plug kit is really nice for tubeless. It's also got a valve stem remover built in, which I've used that several times. Next, I carry the tire levers. I have 3 of them. You never know when one's gonna break. 2 is kind of the bare minimum to work with, so I like having 3 because that's how I roll. If one breaks, I'm not completely in a bind. Next, some consider me overboard on this, I like to carry spare brakes. I've never needed them for my bike, but I've needed them for friends before. Also, derailleur hanger. If your derailleur is going to break, it's probably this that broke. Next thing is your tool. Make sure you have a tool to work with all this stuff. I prefer a tool that has a chain brake. I've used that several times in the past. Next, I like to carry spare chain links. This, make sure you carry the ones specific for your bike. If you have an 11-speed or a 12-speed, your chains are different. Get the ones that are specific to the chain you carry. Also, a master link. No hardly any weight to this, but they're really nice to have. Spare valve stem and patch kit. If you guys are running tubes, I recommend having a patch kit, and especially if you don't have a spare tube. Continuing along, the zip ties. These are really nice to have. Tons of uses. Something breaks, you need to zip tie it together. They're just great to have. And along those same lines, I carry tape right here. This is just electrical tape. Wrap it around my pump. There's probably a foot or 2 there. You could do hurricane tape, you could do duct tape, whatever you want. It's just one of those nice to have items that isn't even in the way at all. I do believe it is important to have some emergency contact information. If somebody comes up alongside of you and you're unconscious for some reason, it would be nice for them to know a little bit about you right off the bat. This is the Road ID bracelet. It's got my name, my age, emergency contact number. Hopefully their first call is 911. But my medical history, and I certainly recommend this if maybe you're diabetic or you do have some type of medical history that somebody should know about. Continuing, the cell phone really is a must to have. This is your means of communication. Oftentimes we find ourselves, however, outside of cell phone range. I went and spent the money. I bought a Garmin InReach. This is really nice. It's a Iridium, basically satellite messaging system. I can get a text anywhere in the world. I can send a text out as long as I have a clear view of the sky. And if I'm ever out of cell phone range and need to get a message to search and rescue, somebody's had a snake bite or it's a life-threatening injury, this is great to have. Or I can just text my wife, say, hey, here I am, come help me out. Moving along, I think first aid is fairly important to have. I have a first aid kit here. Just got some bare minimum stuff, but I also make sure I carry just a little bit of cash in there. Along with the first aid supplies, I like to carry just a little bit of a wrap. You never know when someone gets a really deep gash. It's kind of nice to wrap that up. A little extra weight, a little bulkier. Like I said, you choose what you want. I've opted to carry one of those. I carry a spare light. I've needed it too before. It's kind of nice to have this. If you go a little longer than you thought, it starts to get dark and you can't see, this will be enough to get you out. You can also use the light on your cell phone. I've done that in the past too. Next thing, I carry some spare Ziploc bags. It's good for if you're caught in the rain and you're worried about your cell phone getting soaked or something. Also, toilet paper, so you figure out how to use that. I like to carry a few pills per se. I have salt tabs in here, I have magnesium, but I have Tylenol 500s and I like to carry aspirin. And the reason why I carry aspirin is if somebody ever starts feeling their heart do some scary things, aspirin can buy you time. I'm not a doctor, I just have heard enough people recommend that it's easy for me to carry. And on the really long rides where water might be an issue, I like to carry a life straw. This, it's any source of water you could drink out of if you absolutely had to. That is for extreme riding conditions that will be really long rides. And we'd like to hear what you guys carry in your packs. If there's something I missed, like to hear comments. One other thing that isn't shown here is a spare cable for your shifters. You could slide those in your handlebars, you can put them in your pack. That's something I see a lot of people carry, and I don't have mine because mine are in my handlebars and I didn't pull them out. So another idea, but I do want to hear your guys' thoughts and what you guys carry in your packs. Thanks.